Thank you for joining us for this week's edition of Fox 45 News In Depth. I'm Mikenzie Frost. A new audit from the State Department of Legislative Services finds alarming issues inside the Department of Juvenile Services. The report detailed systemic failures inside DJS, including a lack of criminal background checks for contractors, payments bypassing the normal process even after denial, and unchecked overtime. Carroll County Sheriff DeWees says the audit's findings did not surprise him.
The audit is just the tip of the iceberg for that organization. It's a horribly mismanaged part of state government.
This latest audit is not the first time we have heard frustration from the sheriff, DeWees, with DJS. Back in March, he spoke out about Darius Bond, a 19-year-old charged in a deadly hit and run. DeWees said Bond had an extensive criminal record as a minor, but DJS didn't do anything to get him off the street. Right now, under DJS policy, any juvenile accused in a violent felony will be placed under monitoring and released. If they're then charged with another violent felony, they'll be detained. But we've seen many instances of juveniles wearing ankle monitors to go on and commit several more crimes, only to be released again and again. DeWees argues the problem lies with how DJS is monitoring juveniles. So I sat down with him to talk about how his office monitors adult offenders. In Carroll County,
I have a team of deputies that'll come after you, and we do it regularly.
Sheriff DeWees has a pretty good pulse on what's going on, especially when it comes to people under his supervision.
I have, almost 200 people on some sort of monitoring system, whether it's GPS or some sort of electronic monitoring or testing.
Whether it's a GPS ankle monitor or a breathalyzer.
There is a unit that absolutely, without a doubt, is very well organized and keeps track of individuals.
Someone is watching to hold people accountable. And is that something that can be done within, business hours, or is that a 24/7 job?
It's a 24/7 job. Yeah, it's absolutely a 24/7 job.
Sheriff DeWees says Carroll County works with an outside vendor for a software system of the GPS tracking system. But it's up to his employees to keep track of people's actions.
They're only as good as the people on the other end.
There have been several questions raised about how the Department of Juvenile Services keeps track of kids on ankle monitors, especially when a juvenile is picked up accused of another crime while already wearing one.
And the people on the end of the folks that the DJS, or even us in our case, and whoever has systems like this, if somebody's not answering the phone and taking action once the violation occurs, then the system is no good.
Down the road, we get a look at what someone under supervision in Carroll County is required to do.
We come to this area.
Either a urinalysis.
These are all the things that we test them for. This is our urine cups. They sign, we take them in the restroom.
A breathalyzer multiple times a day.
It's gonna have a flashing, a steady blue.
Okay.
When you get your flashing, that's your go. So you go and blow for 4 seconds, give and take, and you will hear a click. Basically, the machine's telling you it was a good test.
Sure, not that you passed.
Not that you passed. So now the machine will do the reading, and it will send us our results.
Or an ankle monitor.
There you go.
After one is fitted around your ankle.
So that's how it would sit. So it's not as tight as I thought it was either.
The GPS tracks your every move.
So this is our dashboard for total access.
There are 91 people on GPS monitors in Carroll County right now. The software provides real-time updates on where someone is.
We can pretty much see where he is located at this point.
Certain addresses or general locations can be designated off limits based on the details of the case.
So if they violate, what would the alert be for you?
She violated at one point and was in her exclusion zone. So I get a notification that she's there. I pull up the map to see how close she is. Did she drive past the area? Is she actually in the building that she's not supposed to go into? Once we get that signal, we'll look at that first, and then we'll call them. And ask them and talk to them and find out what's going on. Where are you at? Why are you there?
We will receive an alert through our BI system. We also get alerts via text message and emails.
And the alert is pretty instant.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
very,
It's instant.
The moment it happens, it's instant.
And it's not just me that's receiving it, it's everybody in the entire unit. It's our transport officers, it's our home detention officers, it's some of the lieutenants over in the detention center that do receive the alerts.
Why is it important to have multiple people get the alert at the same time?
So we are only Monday through Friday, from 6:30 until 5.
Okay.
We have to have someone monitoring these clients after hours. So we have people that's on call because they're being monitored 24/7. So it doesn't cut off at 5 o'clock when we get off. They are continuously monitored 7 days a week, 24 hours out of the day.
And we also receive notifications if they've cut the strap.
We hear a lot of times, people will cut off their bracelet and no one seems to have known that happened for days and days. How is that possible if you're able to get real-time updates like that?
So I can't speak for someone else. I can only speak for Carroll County. Again, we closely monitor our defendants. Even when we are off-site, we still have someone monitoring, which is our on-call transport unit. So they are being monitored 24/7.
While tracking of people on GPS monitors appears pretty clear in Carroll County, with the Department of Juvenile Services, the ankle monitors are different. FOX45 News has gone back and forth with DJS about ankle monitors for months. There's a difference between community detention electronic monitoring and GPS monitoring. Until last fall, when pressed by FOX45 News, the difference in data points had never been provided by DJS. When asked why, the agency has never made it clear there are different types of ankle monitors. DJS Deputy Secretary for Community Services Lisa Gary said it was not the intention of the department to mislead the public or partners, adding, "I think we can do much better. We haven't really taught the public as well as I wish we could. We're working on that now."
That makes no sense to me whatsoever. It sounds to me like they're just putting GPSs on ankles and there's really no true tracking or monitoring of those GPSs until a crime occurs. And then they seem to be surprised that that individual was somewhere that they shouldn't have been at 2 o'clock in the morning, when really, if you're actively monitoring and you're really tracking individuals, you should have been notified about that immediately.
Sheriff DeWees has been calling for Secretary Schiraldi's resignation for months. Beyond his frustrations with current policies dealing with juvenile offenders, Sheriff DeWees says his officers don't often see DJS employees.
Yeah, I don't know the last time that a DJS worker has been out here to actually speak with someone that we've arrested.
When his team does work with DJS, Sheriff DeWees says it's always just over the phone.
Now they're just triaging it over the phone. It's really cold, it's really disconnected, so it's hard for local law enforcement to build a relationship with DJS.
Hey, I'm Mikenzie Frost. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Check out Fox Baltimore on all of our social media pages for more videos just like this.